inkproducts.com has now released its new revised Canon refill kit. I've got the new chip programmer plugged into the USB cable. Now when you get the cartridge, you're going to remove this little pull tape here. You want to take that off and out so you can fill the cartridges. If you don't take this tape off, you won't be able to refill them. Okay, I've taken off that yellow tape, and then I'm going to take out the yellow plug, and then I'm going to set it up here in the box that I made, and I'll be able to fill it up. Now I have the syringe and the tip, and sometimes when you get our syringes, they'll say, discard after use. Now, you don't want to throw them away. These are veterinarian syringes, and we get them so you can use them over and over again. So don't wash them out. Just after you're done using them, put them in a plastic bag. You can mark on the side, you know, what ink you had in there, like magenta or yellow. And then I have the bottle here. I take the cap off, and I'm going to draw up after I take the plug out. Now, if you don't want to get ink on your fingers, wear a pair of rubber gloves. Okay, now I'm ready to fill it. It's going to fill up the supply chamber, and then you're going to see it go into the exit chamber. So it takes a few minutes to do that. Now, if I was going to refill, and this is the first time I filled this cartridge, but before I refilled another one, like if it's been used, I always put it in a chip resetter to make sure the chip is being reset. Now, when you first get them, you don't have to do that. Now, I filled up the syringe. I'm slowly adding the ink. You can see with this new high-tech fiber, it goes right on in. Works really great. Take your time. The first time it takes a little bit longer than if you're just going to refill. I just give it a minute or two. As soon as it drains down. Now that was 10 milliliters, so I'm probably going to get way more than 10 in this cartridge. Slowly add it. Oops. Now what's great about it, it's got that little indentation, so if a little extra comes out, it holds it, doesn't leak all over. Now sometimes when putting the plugs in, they don't want to go in. You can use a little soap on your fingers to wipe it, then it'll go right in without forcing it. Okay, now I've placed it in. I can take it out. Now I can start to do all the rest the exact same way. Okay, now if you're ever filling one of the cartridges and you notice the ink's not going in to the exit port side, there's a little vent hole in the very top of the cartridges. Sometimes a piece of tape, when you peel the tape off, will get stuck and it'll block the hole. And if there's no air going in here, the cartridge won't work, and it won't. So you're going to have to take the little syringe with the little tip and open that hole up so then the ink will go in. That can happen occasionally, but I just wanted to point it out in the video that if you see that happening, there's an easy fix for it. And I just poked the hole up there and cleared it up, and then you'll watch the ink will just draw right back in once I take the little tip out. Okay, now you can see it's just drained right in. So look for that. If that happens, you can fix it and just continue to add ink. I showed that in the video because sometimes that can happen. Because when pulling that tape off, leave part of the tape behind. Like here on the black, there's a little piece of tape, but it didn't block it. So I'll continue to fill it, and then we'll put it in. This is a 5-color set. We also make it with the 6 cartridges, which they included 1 gray. Okay, that's pretty much it. I filled them all. And I showed you what could happen. Now you'll also get printed in color photo instructions like this. That comes with the kit. So I'll prepare it and we'll put it in the printer. I'm going to be putting it in a MG5320. That takes the CLI 226 and PGI 225 Canon cartridges. Now I'm going to show you what happens when it goes down and how to reset it. Now after I take it out of the orange clip, I just dab it on a paper napkin. Just pick up any of the excess ink that was around it when you were taking it out of the clip. And now we can go ahead and put them in. Just remember, taking them off those clips, you unsnap the front, and then you comes out through the opening in the clip this way. Switched printers. Instead of the MG5320, I put it in the MG6220. It's got all 6 colors, even the gray. I just printed out a nozzle check. Everything looked real good. Now you want to save the orange clips, and that's how simple it was. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run solid color, probably a solid yellow. I want to show you how simple it is to reset our new COC Smart chips that we're using on these new Canon cartridges. So you no longer need to use Canon chips if you don't want to. The cartridges are going to come with the COC Smart chip, and you're also going to get the professional USB chip programmer. I set it up to run solid yellow pages. So then when it shows time to refill it, then I can also show you how to reprogram the chip with our new COC chip programmer, which can be used for the CLI 221 and the CLI 226 cartridges, as well as the black PGI 220, PGI 225. It does not use a battery. It uses a USB. So your USB cable right off your printer, you can use that. Okay, now you're going to see the exclamation mark going to come up. That's okay. Don't take it out. You cannot reset it at this point. You cannot reset it unless you get the red X. So if they're showing half full, you can fill them anytime. That doesn't matter. Take them out, fill them anytime you want. But to reset that chip, you have to wait till you get the red X. Just like you were going to replace it if you had a Canon cartridge in there. You wouldn't take out a half-filled Canon cartridge and throw it away. Same thing applies here. When you get the X, take it out, fill it up, put it up. But a lot of people, they want to do it earlier than they should. Well, you don't want to do that. Now, like I said, you can refill it anytime you want. So if you think it's a little too low, put ink in it. But you're not going to be able to reset it till you get the red X, indicating the cartridge needs to be replaced. Okay, there's your code. There's your red X. U041. Now you can take it out, fill it, and reset it. Okay, now it's set. Now I'll remove the cartridge. I'm going to reset it first before I refill it. The reason why I'm doing that is to make sure that the chip is good. Sometimes chips can go bad. So when you get it in, you want to push right in the bottom. You're going to push right in there till you see the little red light come on. Okay, now I'm holding it in, the red light came on. You just can't put it in and go like this, see? Well, you'll see it blink, but it just takes a little bit to get used to it. But you put it in, and then you can push it in. See, now it's checking it. And it's flashing red and green. It's not incorrect. So you got to get it in. When you get it in correctly, the red light will light up, just like I just showed you. Okay, now I'm going to get it in. There you go, see? Now I can reset. But it just takes a little bit to get used to this. Now I'll put it in, and that ink level will be reset back to full. Now I know I didn't fill it, but I just did this for the video to show you. Take a minute and it'll go back and forth, and then you'll see the yellow ink level will return to full. But when you're first using the programmer, it just takes a little time to get used to it. There you go, yellow is full. That's how simple it was. And the best thing is you can reset two different types of chips. The older 221 chips or the newer 226 chips. Even if you have a Canon. You can put the Canon in, wait for the blink, there it goes, reset the Canon chip.